Hello everyone, I'm Baruffy1322 and in this video I'm going to be showing the fastest fully upgraded vehicles in each class around a circuit. This is a special edition spin-off video within my usual testing series to give an alternative view on some of these vehicles with different categorizations. If you want to know how all vehicles perform in a variety of different classes and formats, check the annotation on the screen or the link in the description for the full playlist of videos, and of course feel free to subscribe for future updates. So there are 21 specific vehicle classes in GTA, and we're going to go through all of them, and I'm going to be showing the quickest vehicle in each of those classes in order of lap time. So in 21st place we have the quickest cycle in the game, that is the race bike, with a lap time of 2 minutes and 8 seconds. So at this point I have tested every single vehicle that it's possible to test in the game. I've even tested those that it's not possible to test. So if you are new to this series, check the playlist link in the description. You'll be able to see lap times and comparisons for every single vehicle in the game from all of the classes, even classes like the commercial class, which you may not expect to see. So the Benson is the quickest commercial vehicle in the game, 20th place for this video, with a lap time of 1 minute 35, so a hell of a lot quicker than the race bike already. But you obviously can't race in the commercials class. It would be nice if we could choose commercial vehicles to race in, the same as some of the others that we'll see in this video, but you're not going to be able to race with commercials. It's just interesting to know that the Benson is the quickest of all of the commercial vehicles in the game. Now in 19th place we've got our first non-land vehicle with the Speeder, which is the quickest boat in the game with a 1 minute 32.7 lap time, so 3 seconds quicker than the Benson. And although these aren't directly comparable, when I tested boats and obviously air vehicles as well, the track that I tested them on has exactly the same distance as the land track that I test all of the cars on. So they aren't directly comparable, but they are somewhat comparable in terms of how long it takes them to cover the same distance, if you like. So next up in 18th place is the Crusader with a 1 minute 26.7. This is the quickest military vehicle in the game. The military class is, I think, the smallest class. There's only 4 different vehicles that are classed in the military vehicles class, but yeah, the Crusader is the quickest of those, but obviously you can't upgrade it. We haven't seen any vehicles that you can upgrade so far until now, with the Sadler in 17th place overall for this video with a 1 minute 20.3, a significant increase in lap time, and we're starting to get to some proper lap times now. This is the quickest utility vehicle in the game, and obviously because you can race with utility vehicles, if you ever come up in a utility vehicles race and custom vehicles are turned on, the Sadler will absolutely demolish everything. So yeah, it is a bit of a shame that we can't race some of these other classes, and we'll see various different classes throughout the game, throughout the video, sorry. Industrial vehicles being one of them. The Guardian, a lot of people assume that the Guardian is in the off-road class because it can actually be used in off-road races, but it isn't. It's actually in the industrial class with quite a few other vehicles as well. But the Guardian is very similar to the Sadler in utility, how it's just because you can upgrade it, because you can actually race it and it's a proper vehicle, it is a lot quicker than everything else in the industrial vehicles class. So in 15th place now we've got the Gang Burrito. This is the quickest van in the game. We know this already. It's completely dominant in terms of the van's class. Nothing really beats it at any point in terms of top speed or around the track. A 1 minute 18.2 is a very, very close lap time to the Guardian that we've just seen. And again, the ability to upgrade and race these vehicles is what gives them that extra bit of lap time over something that you can't upgrade. But having said that, a good showing here in 14th place from the Taxi with a 1 minute 17.2. This is the quickest vehicle in the service class. And again, it would be interesting to be able to race service vehicles. It would be interesting to race industrial vehicles, commercial vehicles. I don't understand why Rockstar don't just add them. Same with emergency vehicles like police cars. I don't see any particular reason why we shouldn't be able to race them in their proper classes, but this is where it would be. The Taxi would be in the Taxi is in 14th place overall for this video, and in 13th place, just ahead of it, is the Rhapsody, the best compact car in the game. Very, very close with the Panto though. 1 minute 15.9, so a good second or so quicker than the Taxi. But obviously it must be remembered that the Rhapsody is fully upgraded. Any vehicles that you can actually race are obviously fully upgraded. The Taxi, for example, isn't fully upgraded. That's just completely stock because there's no way to actually upgrade it. So in 12th place here, we've got the Huntley S, the best SUV in the game by a long way. It's certainly the one to have. If you're doing an SUV race, you will be off the pace unless you use one of these. The new Ballers are reasonably close, but still over a race distance, the Huntley S is the one that you want. A 1 minute 13.7. We're starting to get down there with the lap times now. We're starting to get into some proper vehicle classes, and soon enough we're going to be in those that are really quick. But first up, we've got the emergency vehicles class. Now, this is the only one of 2 bikes to feature in this video. The police bike isn't in the motorcycles class like all other bikes in the game. It is technically in the emergency vehicles class. A 1 minute 11.3, that is obviously completely stock as well, not upgraded in any way because you can't upgrade it. Having said that, the next best emergency vehicle is the regular police interceptor, the police cruiser, and that would have been in the same position in this video, just a second slower. Now in 10th place, we're into the top 10, and first up is the Bifter with a 1 minute 9.4. Now we're starting to really get down there in terms of the lap times that we're seeing. We're starting to see some proper lap times now. The best off-road vehicle in the game in terms of it being technically an off-road vehicle, but obviously the Sanchez absolutely dominates in off-road races, but that is technically in the motorcycles class. Now in 9th place, we've got the best muscle car in the game with the Dominator race car. You obviously can't race with the Dominator race car. You can upgrade it in single player though. I've talked about this a lot before. It's a special vehicle for returning players in single player only, but it is absolutely dominant in the muscle cars class. However, just ahead of it in 2nd place in muscle is the regular Dominator, so you know, both Dominators top the muscle cars class, but the muscle cars class in general is very close. And again, if you want to see all of the other vehicles in the classes, check the playlist link down below and you'll be able to see the different videos for those. Now in 8th place, we've got the Zion with a 107.9. It's interesting to see how these classes are sort of how we're going through the classes. Obviously we've had muscle and then coupes. Obviously the SUVs and the vans were further back, but the Zion is dominant in the coupes class. It is the quickest coupe in the game because of its incredible amounts of traction. And then next up we've got, speaking of incredible amounts of traction, the Sterling GT. This is the quickest sports classic car in the game by a long way, over 4 seconds quicker than the Z-Type, which was in 2nd place. The Sterling GT, because of that rear tyre on the back, increasing traction like a spoiler, it has a ridiculous amount of traction for the Sports Classics class, and it makes it so much quicker than everything else in the class. It's such a shame really that it does ruin the class, because there's a lot of vehicles behind it that would be very close on pace otherwise. In 6th place, we've got another, the same old story as what we've just seen from the Sterling GT with the Schafter V12 armoured version. Should be in the sports class really because it's so quick. A 106.4. It's not quite as quick as the regular V12, but it's only a second off, and it's got incredible top speed as well. It's the quickest 4-door car in the game, and it demolishes everything else in the sedans class. Again, about 4 seconds per lap quicker than anything else. So absolutely crazy how quick those 2 vehicles are that we've just seen. Now the top 5, and in 5th place we've got the Elegy RH8. This is the quickest sports car in the game. It always has been, and until they bring out something with the same level of traction as this, it always will be. The amount of traction that this has rivals supercars on airport tracks that are very dependent on traction. This can rival supercar lap times. It's so dominant. It's difficult to master. I will say that, but if you can master it and you do have a high level driver in it, the Elegy is absolutely unbeatable in the sports class. Now 4th place, we've got the T20, a 101.8, so a fair amount quicker than the Elegy that we've just seen, and the only car to break that 1 minute 2 barrier out of all of the cars in the game. The T20 is ridiculously quick, it really likes the curbs as well, gets good boost from those, and it is the quickest supercar in the game, but the supercars class in general is quite well balanced at the top with the Cyrus and the Zentorno. Now in 3rd place we've got the top 3, and obviously bikes were always going to feature very highly. Bikes in general, as long as you wheelie with them, they are going to be quicker than cars. A 59.3 is a very, very quick lap time. It's one of only 2 bikes that gets under that 1 minute lap time, the other being the Akuma. The Bati and the Akuma are very close together, but the higher levels of grip from the Bati ultimately give it a quicker lap time. If you master it, again, very similar to the Elegy, you have to be you know, very, very good with the top cars to be able to sort of get the most out of them. But ultimately the Bati is the quickest motorbike around the track. And in second place, we've got the quickest helicopter in the game with the Swift Deluxe, about 5 seconds per lap quicker than the Bati. So again, as I mentioned, the track that I test these on is exactly the same distance as the regular testing circuit, so they are somewhat comparable, you know, they are covering the same amount of distance with corners as well. So certainly using a helicopter is going to get you places a lot quicker than using a land vehicle, even if you're having to do all the same corners and all that kind of stuff as well. They're just generally a little bit quicker, and the Swift Deluxe is the quickest of them, and it has a really, really high top speed as well, rivaling some planes. But in first place, it was probably going to be no surprise to everybody who's seen the fastest planes video. It's the Hydra with a lap time of 34.1 seconds. Absolutely crazy, you know, a 20-second difference in lap time from first to second place. The quickest plane in the game by, I think it was about 2 or 3 seconds over the laser. It's just absolutely incredible how quick this is. It's the quickest thing in a straight line, certainly, and it just does enough everywhere else to easily be the quickest around the circuit. And as you can see with this lap, it's over before you even know it, and it's absolutely crazy how quickly the Hydra got around this lap. And again, remember that this is the same distance covered by the T20, so it took the T20 almost double the amount of time to get around the same distance. So it shows you how quick the Hydra is. So there you have it. Those are the quickest vehicles in every single class, correct as of the date of this video. Obviously, if you want to get updates on future vehicles that are added to the game, you're welcome to subscribe. And obviously, if you want to see all of the vehicles and lap times for everything in the game, check the link in the description. It takes you to the playlist, and I've tested every single vehicle in every single class in the entire game already, so you're welcome to check that out and get a full view of what all of these vehicles are like. So thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate your support as always. You know, let me know all your thoughts down below and leave a like if you enjoyed. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.